Hi, my name is Matthew Bellisario. Thanks for coming by the Bellisario Sonic YouTube channel. I'm coming to you as always from the heart of the Deep South on the outskirts of Birmingham, Alabama, where we're talking about music, records, and doing extraordinary record reviews for you extraordinary listeners out there. Also, this is the home of Bird Box Records in North America, so if you want to check out all the audiophile titles we have available, go to the link below and you'll find all those wonderful jazz albums and classical records that are just incredible. So go check that out. Today I've got an incredible album off the cellarmusic label, one of my favorite jazz labels, putting out great music. Of course, Corey Weeds, one of the hardest working guys in the industry, running the cellarmusic label as well as playing all over the place. He's released a wonderful album here on the label by Alexander Claffy, an incredible bass player. And this is a live recording. And you guys know I love live recordings because that just to me captures the essence of jazz the best, in my opinion. And this is a live album from Philadelphia, from Chris's Jazz Cafe, Alive in Philadelphia, Volume 1, hot off the presses. This was recorded live back in 2025, March, I believe, and just came out March of 2026 here. This is a 1 LP record, and this is an incredible album. I've been listening to this streaming in my car, and I've really been enjoying this. My only complaint is that there's a couple of extra tracks that are available on the CD that are not available on the record. I always have something to complain about. But this is a good thing. A lot of great music here being recorded for this project. And if I had my way, this would be a double LP set with all of the tracks on it. So, but Alexander Claffy is from Philadelphia. He was raised in a musical family. I believe his dad was a pianist and his mom a vocalist, and started playing on the bandstands of Philadelphia, and then went to New York and went to school there, and then got involved with playing with all these wonderful musicians in New York, and has since then risen to be one of the great jazz bass players there. This album here is very intense, and the first musicians that caught my attention on this were the two saxophone players, Seamus Blake and Jaleel Shaw, because these guys just smoke on here. You've also got a great pianist on here, Kevin Hayes. You have Bill Stewart on the drums, awesome drummer, and then of course Alexander, the bass player, also the band leader here, and has done all the arrangements. Now you've got some interesting tunes on here. Again, if you get the CD version, there's going to be some other tracks on there that I would love to have on vinyl. But you do have She on here, which is a shearing tune. Wonderful. Hard Time Killing Floor Blues. That one kind of took me by surprise. That's an old Skip James tune. I'm a big blues fan, so I was really interested in hearing this, and it's a really cool version. Of course, if you ever go back and listen to that original Skip James tune, it's haunting. But this is a really cool version of it. These tunes are quite long. So, for example, She is over 9 minutes. Hard Time Killing Floor Blues is almost 8 minutes. Then you've got Be My Love on here, Without a Song on here, and those are 10.5 minutes and 7 minutes and 40 seconds. So there's plenty of room on this record for these guys to play. Now, this album, Alexander is working once again with engineer Michael Perez Cisneros, whom he has worked with on a couple of other projects as well. This was recorded at Chris's Cafe again in Philadelphia, March 7th and 8th of 2025. Was engineered by Michael Perez Cisneros and Sean I'm terrible with names, Zvladlenek. Mixed and mastered by Tiger Diep and Alexander Claffy. So what I'm going to do, like I always do, we're going to listen to, in this case, I'm going to listen to just the first song off of each side because they're long tunes. Again, you got over 9 minutes and 10 minutes. So I'll play those for you guys, give you my comments on this, and we're going to listen to an incredible album that you guys should definitely go out and get. All right, so let me go ahead and give you a close-up here of the tracks on there, and then some of the information there that I just gave you. There's a little bit more detail there. I'm going to go ahead and put this on the Fluence RT85 with the Ortophon Blue, going through my Vincent Faux 701 phono stage, my Denon receiver into my JBL 4311Bs. Wait till you hear the saxophone playing on this. I mean, all these guys smoke on here, but just these guys really catch your attention. Really intense playing by these guys. Nice. Sound is fantastic. It's a really nice, lively live recording. You really hear the highs. The drums sound nice and resonant. It's a really nice recording. They did a good job on this. Bass sounds nice. Piano sounds nice. You have some nice depth to this. And again, I'm a sucker for a good live recording. Yeah. Give you a little closer look at the band there. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. 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 Nice. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. To give you a look there at the tunes, I'm going to go ahead and flip this over. Again, a really cool version of Hard Time Killing Floor is the next tune. Let's flip this over and let's play. There's a piano introduction and then Be My Love. Appreciate you guys joining me and once again checking out another great modern jazz album. When people say jazz is dead, I just laugh. I'm like, yeah, okay. I don't think so. Again, you got just a great pianist on here. Kevin Hayes, just wonderful. And these two saxophonists, Seamus Blake and Jaleel Shah, are wonderful. And of course, Bill Stewart on the drums and Alexander on the bass. This is just an engaging record again. A nice live recording. Apparently, they recorded this over 2 nights, March 7th and 8th. So the Chris's Jazz Cafe is where Alex started playing there in Philadelphia. So this obviously a special recording for him. This does come in an anti-static sleeve, so I'll show that to you guys. Again, I like the sound that you can hear the brushes, you can hear nice detail on this recording. You can hear a little bit of the ambiance of the club, which I love that. I love live recordings. I love just the feeling of the club. So there's one tune, again, as I was talking about earlier, if you get the CD version, there are other tracks on there like Oriental Folk Song, which is just killer. And I really wish that would have been put on the record because it's just smoking. Now, it's like something like 14 minutes long, so it would have taken up essentially almost one side. But, yeah, a lot of great music on this release. This would have, you know, made a good 2-record set to have all of the tunes recorded on here. course, you've got the expense of doing a double record and all that stuff, so I get that. But just a nice sounding record. Been a little bit of noise here and there, nothing crazy. As always, I wipe my records off before I put them on. Yeah, I'm partial to vinyl, as you guys know, so although I will still buy CDs, but when I have a choice between the record and the CD, I'm almost always going to go with the record. I just like the way they sound, personally. But for those of you that prefer CDs, you'll get those extra tracks. And you also, of course, get them on streaming, so... Again, another record that just takes you to the club. You want to pour yourself a scotch and sit back and just take it in. Nice. You know, another thing too, there's something to be said on having 40 minutes worth of music for a record, or in the age of the CD, you always get where everybody wants more music. So if you put out a CD that can hold 80 minutes worth of music and you put 40 minutes on there, people seem to get kind of ticked off. But at the end of the day, a lot of people don't sit down and listen to 80 minutes worth of music in one sitting. And so, you know, back in the day, bands would go into the recording studio and they would make one recording session into 2 or 3 records. And so I don't think that's a bad idea if you're going to do a lot of, you know, recording, that you keep the record to 40 minutes for the release and then put out multiple releases. I think that's definitely something that I think should be considered, so that the fans can get all the music on the record. But not only that, again, I think there's something to be said just of having that amount of music, 20 minutes, 25 minutes, you flip the record over kind of thing. So anyways, that's my rant there. So next we've got, I'm going to close out on Without a Song.
Kevin Hayes on the piano. Kevin Hayes.
And so obviously we will have a volume 2. That's probably going to, you know, I don't know exactly which tracks are from which night, but apparently there will be a volume 2, but I'm assuming that's going to be, it will probably also be an abbreviated vinyl version and an extended CD, if you want to look at it that way. I appreciate you guys joining me. This is definitely one you're going to want to add to your collection, though. I'm digging it. I love the sound of a live record. The playing on this is fantastic. Again, that Hard Time Killing Floor Blues is awesome. And all these guys on here are just incredible players. And again, the tunes are long enough where they could just really play. So all right, folks, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I got a lot of reviews coming up. More new ones from Cellar Music. I've got some Japanese records I'm going to be reviewing for you guys. I've got another series I'm working on of going through the history of jazz, but doing it by albums, which I think is going to be a lot of fun. So what I'm going to do is take the different subgenres of jazz, and I'm going to give a little bit of history and then recommend records. So for example, early jazz, New Orleans jazz type thing, I'm going to do an episode on that. Talk about the pillars or pioneers of that period, and then recommend some albums to get from that period. And I'm going to do several episodes of that. So I'm working on that. And I love reading jazz history and learning about jazz history. And then I think it will also be a benefit for people who are new to jazz to know what records maybe to look for. So I appreciate you guys. Here we have Alexander Claffy, Alive in Philadelphia, Volume 1, available on vinyl and extended tracks on the CD version. Appreciate you guys joining me. Jazz is alive and well. And we will see you guys next time.